This is gone. We will never do it again at $199, so I'm gonna leave that available for you. But we're gonna move on. Now we've got a lemon-lime turquoise ring. This is brand new, $79. We have a matching multicolor pendant and beaded necklace, which is also available for you, and earrings. I'm so excited about that tanzanite, I can barely focus, but I'm gonna focus because that tanzanite, to be able to offer that, even at the $299 was amazing. But, okay, so Jay, you know, a lot of people, we collect turquoise. So this is exciting for us because it gives us the different colors.
And these colors, okay, so the purple, the blue is a natural, this is Sonoran turquoise. The lemon lime and the purple have been, it's an enhancement process. When I say that though, this isn't, if you take this rough material and you break it in half, it's that color all the way through it. This is not dyed, okay? It's actually a process where they actually heat it with different minerals to bring out the different colors in it. This all starts off as like a sky blue color. Now the blue is the natural blue color that the material is. Of course, turquoise doesn't come in purple, right? The only way you can do it is an enhanced process. These are all brand new.
But not all turquoise can be enhanced to that color, right?
Less than 5% of 5% is pretty real. It has to have 3 different things going for it. Number one, it has to be fairly clear. It can't have a lot of matrix in it. So you can't, because of the different minerals that you heat it with, they interact with the matrix. So it's gotta be fairly clean. You can't really have, and you definitely can't have any pyrite or anything like that in it. Secondly, it has to be a certain hardness. It has to have a certain softness, and that's for the other minerals to penetrate and to give it that color. And then also, it has to be a certain density as far as when they heat it. If it's too hard, or if it's too hard, it'll crack. If it's too soft, then it just turns to goop. So it's really a lot, and then it's an art. I only have 3 friends that can do this process, and it's not an easy process. It takes 6 to 8 weeks to do it, and it starts with, first of all, taking the material, grading the material, and then processing. It's a long, drawn-out process. But I think it's worth it in the long run. It comes down, and so we've done 3 different colors. Do you see the pendant here? Look at this. It's big, bold, you know, brand new, huge, where you've got in the